What's up? I got a new lighting setup and I'm pretty stoked. Couple lights and the fancy schmancy one behind me that looks like cotton candy with the fairy lights. Woohoo, it looks very nice. I just thought I would set it up and check it out and try out this stuff of recording off the phone through the camera, and technology's crazy. Anyway, maybe I could take 2 seconds and just talk about something that I think is pretty important that's going on. There's this idea of absolute truth versus relativity that has come up, and it's only come up because society has adopted relativity as truth, and they would call that relative truth. And that in itself is an oxymoron. Well, relativity is saying that there is no absolute truth, and just anything that's relative to you is what's real. And I beg to differ that that's not quite the case. This is the idea that your truth is not my truth. And we could apply this to many aspects in life. Talk about, like, this is an orange. Like, everyone will agree that this is an orange. Or if they don't agree, I don't know. See, it's an orange. But someone's like, that's not an orange to me, that's an apple. What society has done is, well, it's not real to you, so you can make up your own truth and say, well, that orange is actually an apple. That orange is an apple, that's an apple, that's an apple. Then all of a sudden that orange is turned into an apple. Or a tennis ball is used in the game of tennis. It will always be used in the game of tennis, and that may not ever change. But someone will go, well, that's a baseball to me. So, but then people are like, well, no, it's a tennis ball. My point that I'm getting at is that there is absolute truth. So people are probably like, what are you getting at, Adam? And my point is, obviously, there's a spiritual twist on everything that I say here, because that's my purpose, at least for this time, is to talk about that. When it comes to a biblical perspective of things, or spirituality side of things, there comes a point to where society has to come to the fact that we're created somehow, but who did it and why? There's an absolute truth out there, but society's like, nah, well, we just poofed, and that's just, it is what it is. And I'll say, hey, there's a set of moral laws that we probably very well should apply to our lives in order to walk that out for the best life for us. Like 10 Commandments type of deal. And people will go, well, the Bible is not, I don't follow the Bible. It's not truth to me, so it's not relative to me. It doesn't apply to me. But then I could say, well, gravity is something that's, I don't think about that every day. I don't really care about gravity until it comes to affect me, right? Like, if I say I don't believe in gravity, it's not relative to me. Whatever, that's my truth. But if I jump off a building, I'm gonna fall and hit the ground. So, I don't know. I just thought that I would bring up that kind of thought that there is absolute truth out there. It's just that some people don't want to come to that realization, because it probably comes down to then they're confronted with, oh no, maybe I have been wrong in something my whole life. And also narcissism and like an egotistic personality comes into play, or prideful, like I know everything and that's just the way it is, and I know everything, so you're wrong and I'm right. And to humble yourself to say maybe I have been wrong is hard for us. I haven't always been the most perfect person, but the greatest thing that ever happened to me was being able to learn how to do things like that, because now I can, communicate with other people and get to know other people in a greater way. I do believe that there's one God that created us all with a set of moral laws and natural laws that do play out in our spiritual and physical walk on this earth. I believe that there was some type of event that created all of us, whether you call it the Big Bang or creation itself, but look outside of that, go deeper and go further, go, well, who started that? Because even science today still can't show what happened, but they don't want to come to the fact that it could have been from a creator. Even atheistic scientists say that the body and the mind are just so complex in design that there must have been a creator, because a computer software didn't make itself. Someone had to create the software, and consciousness is not just something that we can measure. It's more than we can think. That's where we get from the Bible, lean not on your own understanding type of deal, because there's just some things that are just outside of our brain, outside of our concept of thinking, that we will never know. Who put the fish in the fish bowl? The fish goes, this is my home. This is how it's been. When somebody put the fish in the fish bowl, no, the world is our fish bowl. That's what I'm saying. I don't think we actually live in a fish bowl. But anyway, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Rant over, I suppose.